Better shoes.
I need better shoes.
What are you up to, darling?
I'm chopping. We've got garlic and chilli. We just spent the weekend in Baltimore in Ireland, where we went to a Michelin star restaurant that was, they were looking after the artists, and we went and we were inspired. I mean, it looked a bit better than that. That's the end of it.
We'll make this again tomorrow and put it on the vlog so we can look how beautiful it was.
But just the presentation. It was like hummus with cumin and little slivers of red onion and roasted chickpeas. But so we're just gonna try and make stuff that make us feel good. Because sweet potato, I'm gonna add that, really nice olive oil, and have stuff in the fridge that when we fancy a snack, it's not a packet of crisps, it's a carrot and organic
And a
roasted hummus chickpea thing. Yeah,
Good.
that's what we're doing.
Okay, here's the finished Nourish bowl. So we've got our hummus, homemade hummus underneath. We've got rocket with a little bit of balsamic dressing. We've got homemade couscous with peas and onions and shallots and spring onions. Some roasted chickpeas. We've got the sweet potato with the chilli and the garlic. And we've got some asparagus on top. So I'm going to dig into that. And that's our healthy, elevated dinner. What's going on?
She's cutting my hair.
Cora's cutting Callan's hair. Okay.
It's not done. It's not done.
Okay.
Does it look bad?
No,
I'll
it's
give
absolutely...
it all my trust. You just need to blend that.
Just blend it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Excellent.
called fade.
I'll fade it, okay.
Yeah. Does it look good?
It's going to be absolutely fine. I'm going to get the clippers on it and we'll fade it all in. Be good.
Okay.
What made you think to do this, guys, while I was out?
Is there a problem?
There's no
Yeah.
problems.
That's good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just asked her to style my hair, and then she asked if I wanted it cut, and I said maybe, and then she just started to cut it.
Okay.
That's not exactly what happened.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Let's get the clippers out and we'll fade it all in. And then, have you washed it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's do that. Good afternoon, folks. Another glorious sunny day here at Fossoway Stables. I am out at the potting shed. I'm doing some weeding. All this gorgeous weather has been beautiful, but everything has really just grown, and that includes the weeds. So I am out trying to make a dent in that. But it's perfectly pleasant. I'm listening to a podcast, so I'm learning as I work, which is great.
Landing in your WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about the Super Bowl and the Nike ad, what was the
So win.
So win. And it was kind of capturing like the cultural conversation, which was like in culture at the moment, it's hard to be a woman, it's hard to be from a marginalised community, particularly in the States with everything.
Kiddos,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Just sunbathing on top of the potting shed. I'm starting today in the lodge. I'm turning this over for our next guest coming in tonight. It's always a bit of a rush to get the place cleaned and smelling nice. It's the smell more than anything, particularly if people have had dogs in. I was never really aware when we had Ken Robinson, our one wee dog, quite how smelly dogs are. But now my nostrils have acclimatised. Holy moly, it does take a good few hours to air and clear, and I don't know, just because I think the stench gets into the fabrics and everything. Obviously we clean all the sheets and everything, but the sort of fabric headboard or the sofa or the carpets, that kind of thing, trying to clear all of that is always a challenge. So that is what I'm doing at the moment. We'll get this all done, and then I need to do a bit of tidying up outside, and then hopefully cutting some grass if it dries out a wee bit. The grass is really, really wet. It's had a big rain overnight, which is good, but it does mean that cutting becomes tricky and the machine gets all clogged up. So we don't want to do that. So that's my plan for today, for this lovely Saturday. Callan is away at golf. Cora's got her friend coming around, they're going to ride. So it's, as always, a full-on kind of day. It's been such a funny wee week. We had thought we were going to be flying down to Essex. John's car's down there at the moment getting a new engine fitted. And we'd kind of thought it was going to be ready midweek. This week just passed. It wasn't. It's been postponed and we're hoping we'll now go down and get it early next week. But it meant that we hadn't planned. We kind of left the week open and then bumped things to next week. It feels, I don't know, I feel a little bit out of sorts, like I haven't achieved maybe what I would have liked to have achieved. And then knowing that next week we're going to have a couple of days away as well. So it's fine. At the moment, it's just a case of catch up and doing the necessary things. So that's what we'll do. I just spoke to Dad there just now. So he reckons the cutter is going to be fine in the wet. So I'm going to go out and do that this afternoon as well. So cutting fields, fixing fencing, that is the story of today.
Come and see all the trees we've got. It's long been an ambition of mine to build the woodland down on the what was the cross-country course. And we started. Look, we've got 30 odd oak trees. Isn't that fantastic? Beautiful creatures. And then round here, Gordon made this fence this morning so I can pot up more.
Okay.
And here we've got hazel. Hello, Hazel.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Hazel. And all these beautiful rowans. These are important because rowan is an ash, and if you'll remember, there was the ash died back ages ago. So not ages, just a few years ago, and they came under a lot of pressure, the ash trees. And we've been lucky here. We've managed to keep a lot of rowan, so we've just planted them up again so the babies can see how they go. And these are birch trees. These ones here. Now these ones all came from that birch tree there.
Really?
Yeah.
Just in the garden? They
That
sort
one
of
there. It
seeded into...
It seeds into our courtyard.
Okay.
So I just pick them up and I pot them and they come away.
Perfect. Great.
Superb.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Monday afternoon. It doesn't feel like a Monday though. It feels, I don't know, all the days seem to feel like the same at the moment. Had a good start. John and I went to the gym and then for a swim. We're kind of investing in our wellness at the moment, which is good. Really trying to create good routines around it, which includes some weights in the gym, 20 laps at the pool, a steam room, and eating really well. So that felt like a good way to start the day. It felt great after it, which is exactly what we want from it. So that was that. And then came home, did a few hours work, then off to sports day. Callan did really well. Came home, his house were the champions, so he was a happy boy, so that was really good. And then one of the things, and that's really why I wanted to hop on, is I just delivered our very first veg box. We just launched the veg boxes last week. We promoted them at the Kinross Spring Market for the first time. It's not even on the website yet. I need to actually do that. But yeah, we got our first order and I've just gone and delivered it, so that was really exciting. The idea of it is that our market garden will produce more produce than we can eat. I think historically it was really there for, it wasn't a market garden, it was a vegetable garden, and it was there to feed us as a family. But what would often happen is we would end up with gluts of certain crops. We're very good at sort of staggering it well. But we've got lovely Sally, who now works in the vegetable garden, in the market garden, and she is so much better at that than we are. So she's kind of sorted all of that, and we're going to have a nice steady flow of produce. So the vegetable boxes are there to distribute everything over and above what we eat as a family with the local community, which is really exciting. So yeah, we got our first order. I went and delivered that just now, and it feels like the start of something really new and positive. The other thing it gives us, of course, is hopefully feedback on, what tastes good, what's not so great, what do people want week on week, or what do they what could they do without, or what's nice for a wee treat here and there rather than a regular thing. You know, with the nature of it being a market garden based here in Scotland, it's all very seasonal, which is exciting, but it does mean that it might be repetitive for 2 or 3 weeks and then something new comes into season. So yeah, it's just trying to make sense of all that. It is brand new. I'm sure there will be a few wee hurdles to jump over with this one, but it feels like something really exciting. So that's something new to share with you all. Good morning. John and I have just been to bring the ponies in, and now I'm in the potting shed and I'm going to the delivery day. So I've got lots of yummy pastries and sourdoughs from Wild Hearth Bakery. So I'm going to stock up the potting shed with that, and then we're going to go for a walk. That's our plan. Get some fresh air in because we've not had time to go to the gym this morning. Hi! Did you come to say hello? You good girl. Hello, my lovely boys. Go right in your face. So John is recording this morning next door in the living room. He's got Cameron up to do that. So I've been bumped to the kitchen. Actually, it's quite a good wee setup for working. So I'm just working my way through my admin list, which is massive because I've not had a particularly productive week work-wise. Just some weeks are like that, aren't they? That you just don't do what you're meant to do, or as much as what you're meant to do. Anyway, catching up today. Going to do that. We're also dropping the trailer for the Sieve tomorrow. We've been promoting that for the last sort of 4 weeks. However, I've not actually recorded it yet. It's all scripted and ready to go, so I've got to record that today too. So I will maybe put on some makeup for that and brush my hair, and I'll maybe put on a nicer top, and then I will record that too, so that's filmed, recorded and done and ready to go. So it feels quite exciting. It feels like I've been working on this for quite a while now, and it'll be really exciting to sort of start generating a bit of buzz around the first episode, which will go out the following week. Okay, so I'm packing up more veg box orders this morning. I've actually just got one today. So I'm just doing that before I run away to Glasgow for the day with Cora. She's got Scottish Schools relay championships or something. So we'll go through to do that, but just trying to pack everything else into this morning. Things are busy at the moment. We're always trying to aim for this slow living thing, and I don't know, seem to be failing at that at the moment. It feels a little bit chaotic. They do look really pretty. I would be happy with that. So this is a small box. We've got rhubarb, we've got lettuce, new potatoes, asparagus, beetroot, we've got peas, and we've got herbs in the little bags. So I'm going to pop in a rhubarb crumble recipe and a couple of flyers as well, and then get this packed up. And that's the finished product. It looks kind of cute. This customer's going to pick up from the potting shed, so I'm going to pop that out there just now, and that'll be ready for her to collect to this morning.
Hi, you're not allowed in the house.
Literally launched the veg boxes, what, a couple of weeks ago? And it's taken off, which is wonderful. It is a little bit daunting too, because then we're like, oh my goodness, you know, how are we going to keep up with demand, etc. And it might just be that it's a very limited thing this year, but we expand year on year. But it's wonderful, and it's actually really fun to pack up the boxes and get them ready for our clients and our customers. They have already given us some wonderful feedback, which is great. That's what you want, of course. And I think with all of these things is I would absolutely be a customer of this. So it's what would I be excited by? What would I be excited to receive? So that's kind of what we're working on. What's a wee bit more challenging is the potting shed here. So trying to play with stock, I think I've mentioned it before, stock it in a way that it looks abundant and exciting to come visit, but not have wastage, because that goes against everything we stand for here in terms of sustainability. So I've not quite got that right yet, and I don't know quite how to balance it. It's so difficult to predict, and I think, there's loads of wasps in here. Maybe go outside. We just need to get a wee bit better at predicting it, I guess. I don't know quite how to do that, but I really don't like the wastage side of things. I don't know how to quite deal with that yet. But maybe it's just a case of it being a young business restarting this after the winter break, and it's just a bit changeable in terms of how busy it is. So yeah, that's what it's in my mind, but I don't really have a plan. I don't really have a solution for it yet. But the veg boxes are maybe one way to do it, because it's all pre-ordered. So nothing's getting harvested until it's ready, which is wonderful. It's really lovely this morning. Yeah, I'm going to go in and get a cup of tea and then head out to run a few errands before heading through to Glasgow for the athletics thing. So that's my day. Good morning, folks. I'm trying a slick back look today. I'm not sure if I'm loving it. Yeah, this morning is full on more admin. I feel like the last 2 days I've really caught up with myself, which is feeling good. John and I both have been to the gym both those 2 days. First thing, it feels great. Oh, my wee light's gone off. Wonder how I charge that. Hang on. My wee light's run out of battery. That's fine, I'll have to go and charge that. So yeah, catch up week. This is really it. I think what I've kind of felt is a little bit firefighty the last couple of weeks. Loads of stuff's happening. Lots of kind of things to fix. Physical things to fix. Obviously, there's always that. But admin things to fix as well, which has taken up a lot of time, which has meant we're kind of behind in the sort of normal day-to-day stuff. So really trying to get a handle on that. The last 2 days have felt good to me. Like I say, getting up, going to the gym, having a swim, coming back and being right, okay, let's get on and get some work done. So I feel good. I want another day like that today. I'm trying to think what's going on. So main issues are potting shed. It's not really working the way it is. It's been very, very difficult to sort of predict who's going to come, how many people are going to come, and therefore how to stock it. It was a little bit easier to do that when I was standing there, because it was like, okay, we're running low, could send somebody out to get more stuff if we needed it. When I'm not there, like if a bunch of people come at 9 a.m. for coffee and pastries, then it's wiped out, and then the people are coming later in the day with nothing there, which isn't ideal. It's not what we want. It's not what we want to be able to provide. So I'm looking at lots of different alternatives for that. Other big projects are, we are building the John McCusker Trio's tour for 2026 at the moment. That's a big, long tour, UK wide. So that's an interesting thing. I haven't done one of these bigger tours yet. This is my first one. So routing and the negotiations are all fine around contracts and fees and all that kind of stuff. People are great around that. But yeah, the routing is an issue. So learning how to do that, or build systems that make that work really well. We've got the fiddle weekend coming up really, really soon. Here at Fossoway Stables, we've got a Playmakers performance this weekend. So we're kind of gearing up for that. The Sieve is about to launch, which is exciting. So I need to push forward with that. I've got a few episodes recorded, which is great. So I'm kind of a little bit ahead, but I'd like to be further ahead, have more recorded in the bank. So yeah, just juggling lots and lots of things all at once, which I do enjoy, but it also at times can become quite overwhelming. So I think what I'm feeling, and it's a a theme of my life is feeling like there's just not enough hours in the day. You know, I've the last few years really tried to build a more balanced life and to not feel that constant on the treadmill feeling of, oh God, okay, next thing. I wanted to build a life that was a lot more balanced. I've done quite well at that. I feel it slipping back in here now. It's difficult though, because all the projects are exciting and necessary. When I say necessary, obviously these are decisions we've made because of things we want, but they feel vital to the vision of the future we're trying to build. So it's just a challenge. I'm sure, I know everybody in the world feels this. The vast majority of people do. You know, how you balance it all, how you have a nice, clean, tidy, ordered, organised house, a happy family, downtime, you know, leisure time, and a thriving business. It's a challenge. But that's why I want to document this. I want to be able to, for myself, to be able to look back and go, okay, this is how we built it, but also be able to share the wee bits of this as we go as well, in case it helps other people, because I know it helps me. But I do manage to take some time out and watch, you know, a video that other business owners have uploaded. It's like, okay, you know, my life isn't nearly as manic as theirs, or steal wee tips on how they manage it all, how they juggle it all. I've done my hair. I'm just about to record what will be the first episode of the Sieve. Obviously recorded other ones with guests, but this is the first one. It's just going to be just me. But I looked in the camera when I was about to start recording, and I thought, oh yeah, I better get my hair down and make sure it's done. So I'm about to do that just now. I've actually already tried to do it twice and deleted it, and I'm about to do it for the third time. So third time lucky. Good morning all. So what day is it today? It's Friday. So we are, big news. I finally launched the Sieve for real. Put out an actual episode last night. It's a solo episode. It's kind of setting the scene of what the Sieve is about, why I'm making it, why the name, all the stuff, all the questions that people have been asking me when I've said I'm starting a podcast called The Sieve. So that's really exciting. I didn't get it out till quite late last night. The intention had been to get it out much earlier in the day, but I was having some technical problems. However, saying that, I don't think it hurt. It feels like I'm starting something really good. So that feels great. Conceptualize something and then try to go down the path of making things happen. It's come back. And then you finally actually put it out into the world. It's quite a long process. It's not as simple as just waking up one day, start recording a podcast and uploading it to the internet. What it means is that the journey to get there feels, I don't know, validating or something, which is really great. So that's out into the world. So that's the big news of the last 12 hours. However, today is Friday and it's a jam-packed day as always. I have had not the slowest start, but also not the fastest start to the day. So I am good with that. I've not managed to make it to the gym this morning, which I'm going to make peace with, and I'm going to do weights at home instead to make up for it. But it's because I've got a bit of work to do this morning. I've got some veg box orders to prepare, which takes so much longer than I think it's going to take. So I will do them this morning, and then I'm going to go sit up in Mum and Dad's house for an hour while their heating engineer is in, while they're out, and then I'll pick Cora up from school, then Callan and a few of the kids' friends, and we're going to go shopping. Happy Sunday, everybody. I really need to get better at this vlogging thing. I say this every time, I'm sure. I have good intentions always to document what I'm doing, etc. But I seem to be good at setting it up, but then not following through on that. I headed off to the local primary school summer fete. We had a little stand for Fossoway Stables. It was really good. We sold out of all our produce. I think part of it's kind of like looking like a complete weirdo vlogging from something like a school fete. However, I do think it'd be quite fun to show you what that looks like in terms of the setup, and yeah, it's the same as the potting shed. It's knowing how to stock it and have enough produce, but not overstock it so that you've got lots of wastage. Because particularly with the food products, as these are really perishable items that you really can't keep beyond the day or the few days after that they're either harvested or baked. So that continues to be a bit of a dilemma for me on how to do that well. It's always funny, I think, have you guys seen the BBC series Motherland? All these school events are exactly that. I think that's what makes that show so wonderful and relatable, is that it's kind of like, oh yeah, everybody lives that in the schoolyard. The mums at the gate and all the drama that ensues. So it's actually really quite funny to watch that from the periphery. Yeah, this week's felt like quite a lot. It's been a lot going on that, other stuff that has not been included in here, that it takes a toll on you emotionally as well. So tonight we've got the big Playmakers performance for the summer. This is the thing that the kids have been working towards for since I guess January. Mum and Dad have done an amazing job turning the little barn into essentially a theatre for the mums and dads to come and watch their kids perform. So that'll be this evening. It also happens to be Father's Day, so everybody's kind of out doing Father's Day stuff just now. My kids are away with their dad to try and do a wee bit of that before Callan has to come back for the Playmakers, and John's away seeing his girls too. So I have a little window on my own. I actually have quite a lot to do, however, today. I've got the lodge turnover to do. I have just that Sunday reset thing that I like to do, just to try and get on top of the house. Like the kids' rooms are appalling always. I don't know how to get them to tidy their rooms on a regular basis. I have to work on that. So I want to straighten them out, because even if they're not here, I've got to sit in their mess. So I'd prefer to have the house all neat and tidy and start a Monday fresh and go. I've always loved that Monday morning feeling, like at school I loved getting a new jotter with the kind of idea and hope that jotter would be perfect. I would make no mistakes and my handwriting would be all neat and tidy, and it's a little bit like that in the house as well. I think it's every time you do a bit of a reset, it's like, okay, this time I'm going to keep on top of it. This time it's going to feel like I've got my metaphorical shit together. So that is a general Sunday anyway, but I've got a little window here today before Playmakers to make that happen, so I need to go do that. So we're just heading into the lodge to do the turnover for this week. The last guests have left it pretty clean and tidy, which is nice. Won't be quite so tricky to do. So we'll just get in here, strip the bed, get rid of all the towels and give it a clean. What, darling?
Where's all the people?
Don't know. Used to a bigger audience than this. Used to a bigger audience than this.
Reflecting their stress. You're so far away. It'll be a bit lower than that.